Welcome back to Probably Dope Movies. I'm JC.
And I'm Cude.
And we're here to let you know if it's worth getting lost in an endless liminal space in our review of Backrooms.
Backrooms brings us the urban legend from a 2019 4chan thread to the big screen. Is this lore captivating enough to capture and trap a new audience? The Backrooms.
The Backrooms.
Ooh, cue the ghost.
Yep.
Yeah, dude. Well, welcome to the Backrooms, guys. We made it. We made it to a feature-length film. This all started as in 2019, like you said, on 4chan, and it was just like a random picture or something that somebody posted on 4chan, and then it spiraled from there into, there's this thing called liminal spaces, which is like very empty industrial type places that just give you an uneasy feeling. And so then that blew up, and then it just kept on snowballing. And then a kid named, because he was a kid at the time, he's an adult now, but he was a kid named Kane Parsons, who was the director of this movie. He came up with a really cool way to visualize the Backrooms outside of just pictures. And I feel like he was the first person to actually have videos on YouTube of the Backrooms, and he basically cultivated a brand new internet mythology.
Yeah, and I think when you see those old videos, the epicness of that setting, right? Of these rooms that you are just, your mind's racing, being like, how did he find this? Like, how do you find this? How do you set this up? Like, the epicness of it overall is just tough to put into words, right?
Yeah.
You wonder how much of it is real and how much of it he had to cultivate on his own, and there's a lot of mysticism behind it, and that's similar in this film, right? We still get that same setting, but in a much more higher definition version.
Oh yeah, and with heavy hitter actors, a good budget.
Yeah,
A24 is backing up.
A24.
All of that is really good, but does a short idea or whatever, does a short video idea translate into a feature-length film? That's the question at hand.
Yeah, because there's a lot of mysteriousness about these rooms, and I feel like in that short amount of time, you can create that mystery, that suspense, and by the time you start to question or think this or that, that video ends. But when you have a feature-length film that it's all based off of that, can you still sustain that suspense throughout without people feeling like, okay, give me something, right?
Give me something, dude. So we start out with Clark, played by Chiwetel Ejiofor. He is the manager of a dying furniture store. And he's just got nothing going on in his life. His wife is about to leave him because he's always at work, and so he has a therapist that he goes and talks to about all of his problems. Her name is
Renata
Reinsve.
Yes.
Reinsve.
Yeah, Reinsve.
Reinsve.
We were struggling with that last name. We got it though.
And so he tells his therapist all these things, and basically she gets thrown into the mix too. And also he has a couple of employees, young teenager employees, that he kind of tosses into the mix. Once he actually finds the Backrooms, just randomly one night, he has a electrician come out because he's having power fluctuations in his building or whatever. The electrician comes out. They find these 3 power brake nozzle tabs.
Nozzle tabs. The nozzle tabs.
Yeah, and they're kind of askew.
They're like diagonal.
Yeah,
all the other ones are all lined.
They're red.
They're red instead of black.
Yeah. So
that's
something's going on. Yeah.
No biggie.
Yeah, something's going on. He doesn't even take off the panel to like check the wiring or anything.
When we were
just
watching,
like, I don't know what this is. I'm out.
We were watching, Cude leans over and he's like, so he's just gonna leave the panel on?
Yeah, like he doesn't check anything.
This guy, real electrician, he's like, wow, that's weird.
Yeah.
They just flick them on and off. They're like, is anything on or off? Okay, oh well.
That's my job. Pay me. And so basically that's the setup for the movie. Clark finds a portal to another world, he assumes.
Yeah.
And the Backrooms is like going into a office space from like the 1970s wallpaper.
Yeah.
Yellow.
Just everywhere though.
Yeah, and it's endless. And see, that is the really cool thing about this lore is not only that it can be interpreted by different creators in different ways. Everybody has their own version of Backrooms, right? It doesn't have to be a yellow office space. It can be anything, right? And that's the beauty of it. Now, with that, if you're relying on solely the eeriness and the uneasiness that comes with being in a liminal space, you may have some problems in the long run by not answering any questions or giving a finalized climax to it and leaving so many questions open for the broad audience that maybe you may lose some people, or maybe people will fall in and then go on YouTube and be like, I want to see what else there is.
Yeah. I think because of the origin of this, that's kind of what it was before, right? It was all about the mysteriousness and the things that were not answered, the leaving it up in the air so that it can be interpreted by somebody else.
Yeah.
But in a feature-length film, when you got those casual audiences who maybe don't know about the Backrooms, I think the initial thing of seeing this epicness of the rooms is going to draw them in, but are you going to be able to sustain that?
And it opens up really good.
Yeah.
The first scene.
Which I think, I could be wrong, but I feel like it could have been one of the old Backrooms videos because it looks very vintage, but I don't know. We'd have to look into that.
While it was going on, I leaned over to you and I said, this looks like the YouTube videos.
Yeah.
Right?
Because that's why I feel like the director could have been like, let me just, for the OG fans, let me throw in one of the old videos to get them excited about what's about to happen.
And I'll tell you, this was the first movie I feel like we've ever seen together where I was audibly scared.
I've never seen it.
Yeah.
What the?
Yeah, exactly, dude. I was like, oh my God.
That sounds like that.
Dude, it got me.
Yeah.
It got me. So spectacular beginning, spectacular showing what's going on or whatever, like getting you involved in what is this place? This is so weird. This is cool. This is something I've never experienced before. As a new if you were a new audience member and you didn't know about the Backrooms and you just like scary movies and you wanted to go check this out, they do a phenomenal job of setting everything up.
Immediately, you could feel the tenseness, of the person, because it's like a first-person POV, and you can tell this guy's just frantic, and you're looking around and you're like, this room looks larger than life, and I'm also immediately creeped out. And then you see a shadowy figure, and then we'll leave it at that.
And the cool thing about it is, it seems like the deeper you go into the Backrooms, like when you start out in the Backrooms, it's like empty rooms, maybe a chair over here, or a pile of furniture randomly or something, and it's all things from the real world that are in here. But it seems like the deeper you go into the Backrooms, the more muffled the reality gets of these objects. And so now you start having chairs and couches halfway into the ground,
stuck together,
and sticking out of the wall,
or like a stop sign that's reversed, or inversed, or the boards are backwards. Some of them are forwards, and you're like, what does that say?
So atmosphere-wise, this movie's a 10 out of 10. Atmosphere.
And I think you described it this way, which was if you were playing like a game of telephone, but if it was like a visual version of that, right? If you keep describing it and it goes down the line and it slowly gets to get skewed. Things get exaggerated.
Until it's like
forgotten.
Not even.
Then you're like, what was it originally? Because I don't know.
Exactly, dude. And Clark was he was a soldier, dude, because he mapped out the whole, not the whole thing, because the Backrooms is, I feel like, is infinite, but like he has a map done. He takes his helper, he takes his employees, his young employees that have no idea what's going on. He kind of gets them to help him, do things that he can't do, tying ropes and going down steep things, and it's really well done. All of that is really well done. Now, where the movie starts breaking down for me is that you can only rely on atmosphere so much in your movie without giving proper scares along the way.
Yeah.
And this movie had a very big lull in it where there was literally no scares.
Yeah.
And to tell you the truth, aside from that first scare that got me, there was probably only one more scare, jump scare or something that I was just like, oh. But other than that, this is not a scary movie. This is more of a thriller. This is not a horror movie.
For sure.
This is way more of a thriller to me.
I agree.
If you look at it from that from that standpoint of I'm going to see a thriller and not a horror movie, then your expectations will be that, and you will probably give a higher score than we are going to give.
Yeah.
So, because the general audience, I feel, especially the general audience that doesn't really know any of the lore and doesn't really know, and this is their first intro into it, they're gonna like it.
I think so too. And the only thing for me was watching the trailer, it felt like they kind of hyped it up more as a horror film.
Yeah, intense. Like it was gonna be intense.
Yeah, it seemed like every moment was like, oh, and then like
and there are suspenseful scenes.
Sure.
But it doesn't translate into keeping me watching for an hour and 45 minutes.
And there are in the back rooms, there are, I wouldn't say monsters, but there are versions of the room depending on what's happened. Yeah. And like, so that's an interesting concept.
Or maybe the monsters are from whoever is in the back room. So
exactly. So it's like whatever their version of it is.
Exactly.
It's like kind of
so it's always different for everybody. It's a different thing.
I think that's right.
You know what I mean?
Totally.
And so, with that being said, if you go into this and you're not expecting any answers, don't expect any answers.
You're not getting anything.
Because they do show a little bit of the behind what's going on, and you have a scientist. What's his name?
Oh yeah, Mark Duplass.
Mark Duplass. So he's the main scientist.
Phil, I think his name is Phil.
And so they do kind of show that behind the scenes type of thing of like you have a whole organization that is interested in the back room.
They're aware that it exists, and they're monitoring it.
Yeah.
And so
they have cameras set up in there,
exactly.
and they're trying to map it out themselves, because it seems like you can go into the back rooms in Kentucky and then come out of the back rooms in China.
Yeah, exactly.
It's kind of like a Narnia thing. Like you go into the wardrobe and then you come out in Narnia, and then you go back into a different wardrobe and now you're in another part of the planet. So it's really cool. It's a really cool idea, which is so weird. I think, are you ready to rate it?
I'm ready.
It's such a weird, I'll rate first, but it's such a weird thing because I think that the premise of it and how it's done is well done. And
that's the tough part.
I don't know why I'm going so low with the score, but it's off of the feeling that we had when we left.
Yeah.
And I think we're gonna be the odd fish out in this one.
Sure.
Because I'm going with a 5 out of 10.
Okay.
This, and I can't put my finger on why I think it was mid, because it is a really cool idea and done very well. And Chiwetel Ejiofor is really good, and Renata is really good, and all the acting is really good, and it's a fun ride, but I don't know why I'm giving it a 5.
You can go higher if you want.
No, I'm not, because I feel like this is a 5.
Yeah.
And so, I'm going with the 5 out of 10.
Okay. So similar here, right? The more I analyze it as a film overall, it's like it had the setting. This is the most epic setting I think we've seen this year for sure.
Very enthralling.
There we go. Yeah. Explorative, right? You're like going through this and you're intrigued and you're like, I don't know what's going to happen next.
What is this place?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And then the acting was great, like we mentioned. But for me, it was just like, I guess if you're looking through the horror lens, like I need to feel like some version of being scared. Even if it's too, like, I would rather have, maybe I wouldn't say rather have too many jump scares, but I need at least something more.
It needed more.
It's needed more than just the suspense, because if you build the suspense and then the payoff doesn't pay off as much as you thought it would, and that was the case for, I think, us.
Yeah.
Then it kind of puts a sour taste in your mouth. And no matter how good everything else is, if I'm saying, how did I like this horror film? Yeah. But it felt more like a thriller. That's why I think that's a good context of look at it as a thriller and maybe you'll like it better. Yeah. For those reasons, I'm going 5 as well.
That was so. After all that, you're like, and for those reasons, you're fired.
Yeah.
It's like, exactly. You pump up the employee and you're just like, you're the best, but you're fired.
I don't want to give it a 5 either.
Yeah, and it's such a weird thing because maybe if we went in thinking that this was going to be a thriller, maybe we would have gave it a higher score, but going in as a horror.
Yeah. For both of us, I think we had it on this huge pedestal and it was getting hyped up so much. And not to say that it doesn't live up to the hype for other people, but at least the hype that we had imagined didn't live up to it.
And I mean, we weren't super hyped going in, but I'm familiar with the Backrooms lore and all that, and I've done a deep rabbit hole dive into Backrooms on YouTube and watched tons of videos and all that stuff, and creepypasta and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And so I was going in expecting it to be just more scares. If it would have had more scares, this would have been an easy 8.
I think so too.
This would have been an easy 8, but there's literally only 2 scares.
Yeah.
Literally 2 scares in an hour and 45 minutes. I don't care how intriguing your premise is. I need to have my heart pumping.
There was no heart pumping.
Intervals.
No part. Like
No.
The first scene, heart started to pump. I was like, this is gonna be like I had that same thing. I'm like, oh man, we're in 8 territory here for sure.
Yeah, this is good.
And then if the payoff doesn't pay off, and then the questions aren't answered, you got to do one of those. You either got to answer the questions, or you got to give me some better payoff. Yeah. But if you do neither, then it's cutting the legs out from underneath it.
So I guess we'll go with a probably dope score of 5 out of 10. With that, if you do get lost in the Backrooms and you got time to spare, you know what I mean? Watch some of our other reviews. And like and subscribe. You knew where I was going. You knew where I was going. We're getting good at this. We're getting better.
We're getting it.
And so, check us out on the next review. I think the next review is going to be for He-Man.
Yeah.
He-Man's our next
Masters of the Universe. Yeah.
Masters of the Universe. And I didn't grow up as a He-Man kid, so this is going to be, I don't know the characters. I know He-Man and Skeletor.
Yeah, exactly.
That's it.
Yeah,
so all the other characters is going to be new for me. But it looks fun.
Yeah.
So as long as it's fun, that's all I expect out of it.
Exactly.
Be fun. You can be stupid. You can be goofy. You can be fun and have some cool action scenes.
Yeah, that's kind of like the Mortal Kombat deal. I was like, be fun and some action.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm Cude.
I'm JC.
And thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you next time.
See you next time.
Peace.